Congratulations on being chosen as our Woman of Excellence for 2024 for Bennett Heavy and Specialized. That's quite an honor.
Well, it is an honor, and I'm very grateful. I'm very appreciative and surprised. But thank you very much. I'm very humble.
Well, I actually spoke to Alicia this morning, and she was just going on and on about what a great job you do, as well as your co-driver. And
Well, thank
so
you.
they both do a great job. Christina, how did you get into the trucking industry, and how long have you been driving?
So we are late bloomers to the industry. Um, we've only been in trucking now for about 3 years, which is an example of how you can start and be a professional driver at any age, if you have
Hmm.
the desire and the wish to do so, and the opportunity is there for you as well. So before um, my partner and I got into trucking about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, we were both law enforcement officers. So we have each had about 30 years as full-time law enforcement officers, from about the 1980-ish to 2012, when we both retired with about 30 years each. So in 2012, my mom turned 100 years old. So we kind of felt like at that point she really needed and deserved the full-time home care. So from 2012 to 2016, we took care of her until she passed at 104 years of age in 2016. And then we took off and hit the road in our fifth wheel for a few years. And we decided, we just need to do something where we feel like we can see the country and keep busy and keep our minds busy and do something that, um, made our retirement feel a little more satisfying. And so we started looking at trucking because we each had an interest in the trucking industry anyway. And we wanted to pick an area of trucking or an area of driving that would be related to the government because of our work as police officers in the government and because we really support the military as well. And so when we started doing our research, we thought we have a very short horizon, relatively speaking, because so many people and women in the business that have blazed a trail for us and been in the business for many years, if not decades, we don't have that kind of time horizon for us. So we wanted to be very particular in doing our research as to what company we felt would be a really, really good, strong company that exemplified women in the industry the best that we could find. And that's what led us to your company, Bennett Family of Trucking. And so we were drawn to you and to your company for that reason. And we were really appreciative that Bennett gave us that opportunity to um, start on our path of trucking. Now, we came in with some trucking experience and professional driving experience, but we didn't have a lot. And you guys gave us that opportunity to come on to Bennett and learn through your mentors and through your BME flatbed division, much more of a skill set. And then it gave us a chance to do what our ultimate goal was, which is to get over to the BHS side to be able to drive for the government loads.
Well, first of all, thank you for your law enforcement service. We have one of Bennett's core values is patriotism, and we just really honor and respect all of our military law enforcement. And so thank you for that. I know that could not have been easy for you guys. And so, and congratulations on your mother reaching 104. Oh my goodness, that's outstanding.
Quite a trailblazer in her own way. So yes, thank you very much. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
yes, and so I know that working for VHS, you guys are working on in the government sector for us, and you're doing an excellent job. I mean, some of the things that was written is that you always bring professionalism with everything that you do. You're an excellent communicator. You give great quality service, and that you are humble, loyal, respectful, trustworthy. and couldn't ask for a better driver to be a part of the Bennett family of companies. So that was just some of the attributes that was written about you, Suzanne. So just
Well, thank
congratulations on that.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And it helps to have a really nice, great crew of people to work with too, because none of us are out here, just on our own. We all have a lot of support to make our success out here. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and so, safety is priority one at Bennett, and especially what you ladies do. I mean, we have to be extremely safe in everything we do. Can you kind of give me an example of one or two times that you practiced safety out on the road or had an opportunity to practice, make sure that safety was priority one?
Well, I'm sure, like the other drivers, safety is a mindset. And it starts off with your mental attitude about um, a discipline. It's a mental discipline. It's how you approach your everyday um, driving responsibilities. And it's situational awareness. It's always trying to anticipate what might happen. And that starts off with the inspection of your truck. I mean, we begin our day with making sure to the best of our ability that our truck and trailer are safe to be on the road to begin with. And then from there, once you hit the road, you're always trying to anticipate the drivers around you. Maybe it might be, a deer, a tire, it might be one of 100 different things on the road that can happen. You just don't never really know when it might happen. You just have to be prepared to be able to respond to it, give yourself the time, the opportunity, and the ability to exercise the best safety on the road for yourself and everybody else on the road around you. It could be that deer that suddenly jumps out in front of you, and sometimes you just can't avoid that. Or it could be that big old chunk of tire that's flying towards you, or it could be a driver that suddenly does whatever they do in front of a lot of truck drivers, and you just have to take evasive action. So,
Yeah, I know there's a lot of distracted drivers that are out on the road, and I always laugh and say that the trucks can't stop on a dime, and I think sometimes that people in cars think that trucks can just they pull out in front of them and think they can just stop, and they can't. I mean, it's
very
difficult.
true.
So, well, we appreciate you being a safe driver and practicing those safety measures. As a woman, being out on the road, what are some of the challenges that you have faced? Um,
Um, well, these days, I'm not so sure they're any different in many ways now than it is for any other professional driver out on the road. I think safety, personal safety, and I'm talking about not just road safety, but I'm talking about your personal well-being safety out there is very important. And my co-driver and I, because we're lucky to be a team truck, we have an extra set of eyes that can watch each other's back when we're out there on the road. But the safety goes beyond just the driving safety for women in particular, I think, but for anybody in general. Just your personal safety, your situational awareness, the awareness of your surroundings is all very important.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that's one of the things that our advisory board for women in the driver's seat is looking at is different ways that maybe we can help with safety. I know some of the truck stops are really looking at that as well. And I agree with you. I think that's one of the things that we have to really, as women in our industry, that we have to focus on
Well,
is our,
the truck stops are an area, and I know that where you can anticipate where you're going to be, you can always try to do the best you can and plan where you're going to stop. But sometimes you have a breakdown.
yeah,
Sometimes you be out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a cell service out there, and you hope your satellite phone works in as a backup. But safety can be out in the middle of nowhere, and that's where the safety's concerns are even greater out there. So yes.
I agree about that. Do you have any helpful insights then maybe for other women that would like to get into our industry?
Well, certainly the groundwork has been laid. The path has been made and trailblazed by the women before you, and particularly the ones that have been in the business for many years and many decades. So the opportunities are out there. It really comes down to what you as a woman want to do with the time that you have to work a career. How do you want to spend that career time? And if being a professional driver, driving a commercial vehicle is of interest, I would highly recommend that you look into it, research it, ask a lot of questions. If you know anybody who's a professional driver, they could probably give you some insights, that would be helpful to help you make a decision as to where and what kind of driving you want to do. Do you want to be regional? Do you want to do government loads? Do you want to do flatbedding? There are many, many different types of trucking out there. But I think it really requires, first and foremost, what that particular woman would like to do with her career time, what kind of company she'd like to work for. There are a lot of different choices to make, and I think research is absolutely imperative for that. You really have to get those questions answered. And for us, we had our goals. We knew what we were looking for. We just had to find it through our research. And once we found it, we hope we'd be given that opportunity to get that chance to do what our end goal was, which was to do the government loans.
But we're very thankful that you chose Bennett, because you ladies are certainly a asset to us, and so we're just thankful that your research led you to us. Is there a memory that might stand out, something special that happened to you on the road that you could think about? Um,
I'm not thinking of anything in particular. Of course, the things that kind of jump out at me, we all tend to migrate towards the things that were the near misses, right?
right, of course, yeah.
Tend to think of those things as the near misses. But I don't think that we've had any really exceptional, incident in our life or out on the road per se. But it's, oftentimes the little things, the everyday little things that become the more memorable string of memories. And the times when other truckers, either here with Bennett, people that have mentored us or helped us out, or people we met out on the road that have helped us out even with a mechanical issue. But there are many, many, many very good people on the road that have helped us out. And in return, we try our own small way
Yeah.
to extend that reciprocal help when we can. And I think those are some of the really good memories in terms of, our day-to-day trucking life you know, that would come to my mind. The other one is just enjoying being out on the road. I mean, it is a very nice experience to be able to have the independence to see this country in ways that we never would have seen it had we not been doing the professional driving. So and I think that that's something that any woman who has an interest in trucking should keep in mind. I mean, there is an independence, and you're able to do so much, or as much or little as you want to do, and it's your choice. And to be able to enjoy an industry that now is recognizing women for their value and also paying them accordingly. And again, how you get paid is how you choose to spend.
Yeah. And I think women can make the same money as their male counterparts, and so and be independent. And so I like that. So whenever you're not on the road, then what do you like to do?
Well, if I weren't on the road in a different life, I would be fishing. My biggest hobbies would be fishing and reading. I love to read, but I get half of that now, which is the reading part, which is, something I do enjoy doing quite a bit. And when we do travel around, we try to take the time out to learn about the area that we're in, because at some point we're going to relocate. Right now we're in South Dakota. Love South Dakota, but at some point we're going to relocate somewhere else in our later retirement years. So this gives us a chance to do some research, and that's what we do. And we don't really go home that often, probably every few months or so, because we're not really in the path of where we live based on
Mhm.
where our runs are. So when we get home, we tend to be pretty busy and just catching up on our
Do
personal.
you have a favorite place you like to run? Some place that you really enjoy going to on your trips?
Oh gosh, what would you? There are probably a choice on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure I could say anyone except, but St. Mary's area is very nice for us. We love it because it's down by the ocean and right there on the Georgia-Florida border. So that's one of the areas we've enjoyed. We enjoy going to Canada. I have to say we've enjoyed our runs up to Canada and getting a chance to see different areas as well because we are in Canada. So,
Yeah, and Canada's so beautiful. I always enjoy going to Canada because I like the outdoors. I like trees and I love the outdoors.
well, you would love South Dakota then.
Yeah. Well, we have a ranch in Wyoming, and so we
That's
try to be there. Maybe a few times a year, and actually, I try to get out there about 12 days every month, except in like April, May, and October, November when the weather's not really good. But so I'm used to a lot of snow. But then we come back to Georgia, we have the heat. So when you get a lot of snow in South Dakota,
yes, we do.
yeah, yeah. So I can see why you might think about wanting to go someplace where it's warm, where the weather is a little different. Well, in accepting this award, Suzanne, is there anything that you would like to say in acceptance of the Women Driver of Excellence for 2024?
Well, I really appreciate this award. I mean, it's a very kind and thoughtful, and just it. I'm kind of almost speechless to be selected for it. But I will say that this award comes with the support of so many others at the company. You know, I really mean it when I say that an employee and how well they're able to perform at work and their success is really supported by those that are around them that work with them to help see their success happen. So, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate the great job that you and your co-driver do, and we just appreciate you being with Bennett. And we will have in September, we're going to have a day dedicated to our Women Drivers of Excellence. And so our video that we did, our interview will be out on Facebook, and we'll have a whole day just dedicated to honor you women and appreciate you for what you do in our industry.
Well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. And thank you for supporting women in the professional industry, in the driving industry.
This is my 50th year.
Wow. Congratulations.
It's actually my 53rd year. 50 years with Bennett and 3 years before. And when I started, there just wasn't any women. There was not a lot of women in our industry. And so it's always heartwarming now to me to see the number of women that have gotten into the trucking industry.
So I see more and more out on the road, and that's a good
Yeah, it's a good thing. It
Absolutely.
is. Listen, thank you very much. You travel safe, and we'll look forward to talking to you again in September.
Miss Taylor, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I'm honored.
Okay. Bye-bye. See you later. Thanks.